Hey guys, welcome to the Field of 68 YouTube channel. If you like what you see here, hit that subscribe button and you'll get more college basketball content just like this.
Let's turn to the Pac 12. So, Mick Cronin, his nightmare year continues. Got a technical foul at the worst time. Final score Arizona 77, UCLA 71. Jeff, I know you have strong thoughts about this game.
Well, listen, he wasn't getting a good whistle, but you're not going to get a good whistle at McHale, especially in the final Pac-12 game between Arizona and UCLA at McHale. So you got to know what you're getting yourself into. And, again, my problem with Mick, is similar to Danny Hurley. Like some of these refs have just had enough because they're so electric on the sidelines for so often that, again, at some point it boils over. And even if they're right about that call, the refs have had enough and they're worn down from it. But UCLA looked great early. They were making shots. They've looked pretty good the last 3 games for the most part. They look like a different team, and give Mick credit for kind of getting them back. But Arizona was horrible. I mean, it was an embarrassment the first 25 minutes. And then they decided to kind of, at least Pella Larson and Umar Ballo started to play. Kai Boswell made one shot. It was a huge one, but he made one big shot late.
Dramatic.
And Caleb Love just, again, he wasn't great defensively again. He just doesn't understand time and score still. He takes some crazy shots that just aren't within the confines of the offense. Like, just when you start to feel better about Caleb Love, I start to feel like Carolina Caleb.
I kind of disagree with that. And the reason why I disagree with that is I think you know what Caleb Love is going to be, and you have to accept that he's going to be somewhat of an inefficient gunner where when he is hot, he can be a game changer. And when he's off, he's going to miss some shots and make some turnovers and do those kind of things. I didn't think he was terrible defensively. There were a couple moments where it didn't look great. I thought he was fine on that end. To me, it all comes down to Kai Boswell. And if you look at what he's done this season in Arizona's 4 losses, he's averaging 5.7 points. He is averaging 3.7 assists, a single rebound, and shooting under 25% from the floor and 3 for 21 from 3 in those 4 losses. If they weren't playing UCLA tonight, Kai Boswell going for 3 points, 1 for 6 from the floor, 2 assists and 2 turnovers, playing the way that he did in 27 minutes, that would have been a loss against a team better than UCLA. And they need to get him back to what he was when they played Duke. They need to get him back to what he was the first half against Michigan State. There was a while, Jeff, where we thought that Kai Boswell was one of the best point guards in the sport. Like, we were talking about him.
Started Duke. It was early.
Yeah, like
it was early.
And
Duke, man.
The reason we had that conversation is because he was the best player on the floor when Arizona went into Duke's building and beat Duke, right? He was the best player in that game. And we've seen him play to that level multiple times in the first month of the season. And I don't know what's changed beyond like a confidence thing. Maybe teams are now just daring him to shoot because they don't believe that he is made this improvement. Maybe that's something that's gotten in his head. I don't know, but he started out the year impacting the game in a myriad of different ways, especially on the defensive end of the floor, creating, getting to the lane, making shots. And he's just not doing it anymore. And I don't know if that's something that's in his head or not. But until you get Kai Boswell, he doesn't have to be as good as he was at Duke. You need like 80% of that dude, though. And you can't have the guy that he was for the most part tonight. Now, you're right. He made the biggest play of the game. He got the steal. He hit that 3. It cut it to 5. That was the first time where Arizona got real momentum, and that led to the comeback that eventually won the game for the Wildcats at home. But that, to me, is the it has the concern with Arizona to me has nothing to do with Caleb Love.
I'd run more through Pella Larson. I would. Right now, I'd run more through him. I trust him. I think he moves the ball. He makes good decisions. Yeah, and I think he's great every night. He just doesn't do enough. Sometimes he's too passive, and he tends to kind of disappear and float. And to me, if you run more through him, you're keeping him more involved. And, again, it might help Caleb Love. It might help Boswell even playing off the ball a little bit, freeing him up. I don't know. I feel like you got to figure something out with Boswell to get him going.
Here's my thought. So Rob, you push back a little bit on the Love stuff. I think there's parts of what you both said that I agree with and parts that I don't. And my point for that is I think you accept who Love is. And he's done some good things for this team. He's done some good things for this team. They don't win without him in certain spots. You got to run more stuff for Larson. But Boswell's averaging about 4.5 points per game over the last 3 games. So this isn't just a one-off. He's been struggling as of late. And I think that's part of playing with Caleb Love in the backcourt. Like, I also think that's part of the frustration that R.J. Davis had.
Caleb looked much earlier in the season. He played a little bit more under control and was given more effort on the defensive end. To me, it slipped a little bit. It slipped. Yes. I know they need him to be able to make plays off the bounce. I understand that. But you're gonna run into the same issue that you ran into at Carolina. He might get you there. He might catch fire and get you there. And again, kind of like when I watch Wade Taylor right now. Like, Wade Taylor can get you there. He can give it and he can take it away so quickly. I feel like they're similar in kind of the players they are. And again, they're electric. They can get going. And when they do, they're as good as anybody in the country. And when they're not good, they are taking some of the most baffling, head-scratching.
Well, part of the reason why Caleb has to take those shots right now is because what else are you getting offensively? Like, Arizona had 28 points with 16 minutes left in the game. They were doing nothing offensively. And part of the reason they were doing nothing offensively is because they get nothing out of their point guard. Like, at some point, the reason you have Caleb Love on this team is to be able to say, okay, we're going to run a bunch of stuff. We get to the end of a clock. It's not working. All right, go get one for us.
But how much is that?
Sometimes that's not going to go in.
How much is that?
He was 2 from 3. What is Caleb Love shooting from 3 over the last 2 years, Rob? What does he shoot?
It's like 30. It's like 30-something percent. But like that doesn't. That's who he is as a player, and that's what Tommy Lloyd decided to bring into the program. But
we're going to move on.
What you're saying is not wrong, Jeff. What you're saying is not wrong. But the issue that Arizona has right now is that they are not getting point guard play. You could sit here and kill Caleb Love all you want. Kylan Boswell was 1 for 6 from 3, didn't take a single 2-point shot, had 2 assists. Yeah. This is coming off of a game against Washington State. Against Washington State, 0 points, 0 rebounds, 0 assists. Caleb Love has not been great, but Arizona's struggles are because Kylan Boswell is not playing anywhere near the level that he was at the start of the year.
Part of it. That's the issue. Part of their struggle. That's part of it.
That's the other issue. No, that's the problem.
The other issue is let Caleb Love get to the basket. Let him try to go to the basket, Rob. Don't settle for the step-back threes.
Okay.
We're moving on.
But here's the problem. You got Umar Ballo down there who doesn't need to be guarded.
I will take my shirt off.
Take it off.
I will take my shirt off. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not taking my shirt off.
Thank you for watching the Field of 68. If you've enjoyed what you've seen here, hit that like button, share this link with your friends, or check out the description for some other places that you can consume Field of 68 content.